welcome to the Quillen Physicians webinar on scanning for front desk and clinical staff. This video will teach you how to scan items into Allscripts. It is recommended that you have viewed the logging in and out of Allscripts and the basic navigation for front desk or clinical staff prior to viewing this video, as we will assume that you have basic navigation skills. It is very common for a clinic or site to receive loose paper throughout a given day. For instance, a patient may bring in records from another office, consultation reports may be faxed or mailed from other providers, or the patient may need to sign consent forms in the office. Each office will need to decide if those items will be scanned immediately or later. For our demonstration, we will assume that the patient has signed a consent form that needs to be scanned in immediately. You will first log into the scan application by double-clicking on the scan icon on your desktop. Your username and password is the same as your Allscripts username and password. You will then search for the patient by selecting the Search button and then Patient Charts. In the Patient Search window, you will enter the search criteria for the patient. You can search for patients based on name, medical record number, date of birth, and phone number. To change the search field, you can select the Type drop-down box and make your selection. For our purposes today, we will be searching by name. Once you find the correct patient, select from the list and click Select to open the patient's chart. Once the patient is in context, the loose paper is ready to be scanned. At this point, you are ready to determine what folder the paper should be scanned into. For our demonstration, our patient has signed a consent form, so we're going to click on the consent folder. Please note that clicking on the all caps folder is incorrect and will not allow your scan document to be viewed. Click on the scan icon located at the bottom left-hand corner of the window. In this window, the patient's information defaults in the first three fields. The folder indicates the chart folder into which the documents will be scanned, and the date field defaults to today's date. The encounter field, which will read New Image, Current Date, Unassigned, may be left as is. However, the owner field will need to be changed. A good rule of thumb is to change the owner to the doctor that the patient will be seeing on that day. You'll also notice this default box here. Please make sure that this box says None. This is very important. The document will default incorrectly if it says anything but None, so just leave this as is. Once all of your defaults have been changed, click on the Scan button. The scanner will proceed to scan the documents and images, which will appear in the right-hand panel as they are scanned. Once scanning is complete, the application returns to the patient's chart. Congratulations, you've just scanned your first document. Now that that piece is complete, let's see how it comes into Allscripts. Go ahead and open up your Allscripts and select your patient. And click OK. And then click on the clinical desktop. Go ahead and go to your Notes tab, and you can see the document that you have viewed is right here. Now if you want to actually view this, you can go ahead and double click on it. And the scanned document appears. From the clinical desktop, you will be able to print, fax, sign, and task someone about this document. You can just X out of it so you can view it back on the clinical desktop. And that's it. We appreciate your taking the time to view this video. Please feel free to contact the help desk if you have any questions. Have a great day, everyone.